Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. Extremely sorry for the delaying the stream. I was outside and I got a bit late in coming back. So yeah, there's a substitution for the West Ham goalkeeper. For me, the team is interesting. Team is interesting because there's no Bernardo Silva in it. I do not know how do we look at it. For example, I mean Gundogan, Bernardo Silva. I mean, in a way, it seems that it's not a like for like replacement. It is more of a tactical replacement, and for people, especially Barca fans, who are hoping that this is a sign that City will let go of Bernardo, it's bad news. Gundogan for Bernardo is just a tactical substitution and nothing else. It's Jack Grealish running with the ball and Cancelo on the outside. Joao Cancelo, excellent work. Take on the fullback. Where is Erling Haaland? Erling, where are you? Where's the run? There's another West Ham player who is on the floor actually. Antonio is on the floor. I've like missed the first 15-16 minutes of action, I'll admit, but seems like the match is physical. It's almost like end to end. For example, Antonio is going down. West Ham are already plagued by a couple of injuries, if I'm not wrong. So it's a fair challenge by Rodri actually. But again, seems like 30th minute, no goal. And in the one piece of play, I just now saw Cancelo maintain the width, whereas Jack Grealish was running on the inside. So that's a positive at least in what I saw. So Antonio going off there. Ariola is also a good keeper actually. Ariola used to play for Crystal Palace, I guess, if I'm not wrong, early on. So there's nothing to panic here. Absolutely nothing to panic. It's just 30 minutes, season opener. So yeah, one thing on the back of your mind is Liverpool have dropped points. So the title races have been so neck to neck, head to head that whenever Liverpool do a single mistake, even though it's the first game of the season, you're always hoping that you have to take advantage of it. Because when title races are decided by such fine margins, so it can feel that way. So that is the only reason why I want City to go and get all the 3 points, but we'll see how it goes. Joao Cancelo. Interesting that he dropped Riyad Mahrez. But then again, we discussed it throughout the week, right? That he can only play either a Grealish or a Mahrez. Otherwise, the wing play just becomes too predictable. Actually, like the idea that Foden's playing on the right hand side and Grealish on the left hand side. Oh, that was a very bad ball. And another interesting thing is Grealish is absolutely maintaining the width here, which he didn't do against Liverpool. So, interesting pieces of tactical play. I want to see what Foden is doing actually. It could be as tough an opening day game as you can get. That too with the preseason as thin as ours, because West Ham, you must remember, have taken points of all of the top four teams last season. Liverpool, they've defeated Liverpool as well last season. So West Ham is not an easy fixture. That to West Ham away. What a ball! What a ball! But the ball just has too much pace on it. Kevin, just get your range right, Kevin. West Ham are trying to go long. They're like mixing it up. Sometimes they're trying to go short, sometimes they're trying to go long. But one key factor is they're trying to bring Antonio into play. Antonio Broadbury will be, I think, one of the key battles that can decide this match. Nathan Ake, Jack Grealish. Another worrying thing is, it's not a worrying thing, but this is my personal opinion that Nathan Ake, Ruben Diaz, I've never believed that they can start together because you need a ball playing centre back. But again, we do not know the state of Stones, the fitness of Stones, and thing. But for this kind of a game, Stones should have been playing in one of the centre back positions. Stones Diaz would have been perfect for this match. This is excellent play from City. Erling Haaland, that's a penalty. Ref, it's a penalty. It's a penalty. Wow, it's a pen. Is it a pen? Yes, it's a pen. Erling Haaland, Erling brought Haaland has picked up the ball, guys. What will he do? Let us see. It's a clear pen. It's a clear challenge. See, that is what the pace of Haaland can do. Look at this. Any other striker, I think the goalkeeper would have been the favorite. See that pace of Haaland, that acceleration over that small amount of space. That is what is the strength of Haaland, absolute strength of Haaland. Erling Haaland to score his first goal. Will he? It's a penalty. And looking at the penalty record of other city takers, I do not know. I'm still getting goosebumps. But you look at the conviction with which Haaland has taken the ball. Yes, it's mine. Erling. Erling Haaland, one of the deadliest goal scorers, has put the ball in the back of the net. Ice cool. That was as if he was having a piece of cake. Erling brought Haaland has announced himself to the Premier League. This is Erling Haaland. Sit down, you haters. This is how I score goals. Ruthless. Be it be penalties. People might say it's just a penalty goal, but he made the goal. He took the goal. The entire goal was Erling Haaland. Okay, the pass was good. I think the pass was by Gundogan. The pass was good, but look at the run, the acceleration, the finish, the penalty. Ariola is a very good penalty saver. He saves a lot of penalties. He was always a good penalty saver, but no flinch, nothing. And is there to meditate. Erling Haaland, you're up and running, mate. Wow. Fantastic. This is just superb. This is why. This is the difference which Haaland will make. Again, it's not just the penalties, the acceleration, it's the run, it's the awareness, it's the strikers, poachers instinct, everything. That goal showed everything. Why? If you are playing a false nine, there was no way that Haaland would score that goal. I mean, no way another striker could score that goal. It's only one. It's one goal at a difficult venue. I think we need to get two. Even two might not be sufficient, but at least two for the cover. Nathan Ake. Back to Ederson. West Ham are on the back foot now. 8 minutes to go into 8-9 minutes to go into the break. We must not let the foot off the throat. Haaland, run! Look at the acceleration of Haaland again. The defender had a run on him but couldn't get anywhere near him. Oh, look at how Haaland is. It's just wow. This is a player down. But the pace and the energy. Look at how he's running. The defenders are shit scared of him. It's Phil Foden, I think. That was a foul on Foden, I think. It's a free kick. De Bruyne is a favorite for the free kick. Will he go direct from this range? Maybe I think a left footer. No, it's actually good for a right footer. It's absolute good for a right footer. I think it's in De Bruyne's range. But then it's just those two moments, and I'm like, wow. This is when you get that feeling of absolute joy. You know, Haaland, the penalty for the goal, and then hunting down the ball. before this foul. It's just absolute ecstasy, I must say. On cloud nine, that was a cheeky stuff which we tried. It just didn't work out, but we have the ball again. Regroup and then come back again. I think we need to get a second before the break because we just have them on the throat. Remember, guys, I think it was last season we were leading 1-0 for a long time, and then Fernandinho scored the second in the. It was an icy cold day in December somewhere. Fernandinho scored a second in the 90th minute, and then Lanzini scored an outrageous attempt in the 94th minute. So that can happen at 1-0. A football game is never over. So we need to get the second. Gundogan is being very dynamic here. That is wonderful, excellent skill from Phil Foden. Cleared. Cleared by the West Ham defense, but not far. But that's a foul. Foul from Ruben Diaz. I think it's Antonio who's done. It's a physical battle between Antonio and Ruben Diaz, Antonio and Rodri. David Moyes is employing an old tactic here of putting Antonio on Rodri. I think it was 3-4 seasons back when we played Wolves in a Carabao Cup and then they put it, but after that Pep had found a way out. So there's an old tactic. Also, that Phil Foden, cutting inside and playing inverted wingers, that is also helping us. Jack Grealish on the left hand side and Foden on the right hand side. I think, West Ham have always been a defensive team, a tough nut to crack, lethal on the counter. But and the last time we started with Bernardo Silva and we struggled. I think one of the other reasons why Pep has gone with Gundogan is he makes those runs into the box, which means you're sometimes outnumbered when a midfielder is making runs into the box. So Joao Cancelo, was he offside? No, his dribble went wrong over there. Gundogan gets the ball back. Look at the work rate of Gundogan. I mean, there was also a feeling with me that maybe Pep might go with Calvin Phillips and Rodri because West Ham last time West Ham has put us to sword on the counter with Bowen and all of those people. But Gundogan is an extremely ambitious and an extremely courageous option, I must say, and it's worked so far. The runs of Haaland, the runs of Gundogan from the midfield. Maybe De Bruyne has played a little bit deeper than Gundogan, but West Ham are just not able to withstand both of them making the runs at the same time. And Grealish maintaining the width means that you can't defend narrow. So that's an excellent switch. Wonderful switch to Phil Foden. What a switch. Kevin De Bruyne. It went wrong for the cutback. I just thought that me, but Haaland was far more ahead. Haaland was far more ahead. It takes a while to form that connection, that cut back onto the edge of the box. Haaland was expecting a ball much more further. That's fine. Ambitious shot from Cancelo, Joao. There was a ball on for Haaland as well, but Cancelo fancied it. Gundogan and that again they're showing the replay for that penalty. It's just wow. The pass from Gundogan to take out 5 of West Ham's defenders was classic, and it's classic centre forward play from Haaland. I know I've given enough praise from Haaland from that goal, but nothing is enough for that goal because the way it was constructed, the way it was taken, everything was world class, everything was ice cool. Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne is playing deep there. It's almost like Gundogan and De Bruyne have switched their positions. What a ball from Kevin De Bruyne! I know it didn't reach the target, but the vision was superb over there. Just missed the target. Look at the shape at which City have getting. Nothing. Wonderful defending, Nathan. Excellent defending. Stuck to Bowen. It was offside, maybe? No. It's a West Ham throw. Wonderful defending from Ake. Another factor for playing Ake might have been that one-on-one defending. I think Ake is one of the best around. So, and Stones is also very good, but Ake is one of the best around. So, and also that left-right combination against a counter-attacking team. So maybe, but again, this is an argument which I'm not able to get the head and tail of it because Ake would have worked two ways here. If we were not able to break West Ham are coming. Wonderful defending again. So if we were not able to break West Ham, then again the same questions would have come that you need a ball playing centre back. Ake is not good enough. I mean, pairing of Ake and Diaz is not good enough. We are leading by a goal. That's why those questions have not come. So it's a double-edged sword what Pep has gone with, but when has Pep not taken a decision that has surprised all of us? Excellent from Grealish, coming back, wonderful. Grealish is defending well as well, coming back, helping out with playing out from the back, presenting himself as an option. Gundo. Ariola, I think, is a better option playing with the feet than Fabianski, so it might not actually be a bad injury for West Ham, but we press very well as well. So that is wonderful again. Rodri, excellent disposition of the ball. Ake. Ake has become a bit more faster on the ball, I must give to him. He's not a Laporte in terms of ball distribution, but he's surely improved. Wonderful switch. We've been using the switch of play very well. So the tactics have been spot on today. Like Pep has made sure Grealish keeps the width, although Foden is cutting in a bit. Grealish keeps the width, which means West Ham can't defend narrow. And whenever West Ham, the ball is on one side, is they're switching it quickly onto the side of Grealish, which actually means that the West Ham defenders are having to run a lot from one side of the field to another. It's tiring them as well, and they're chasing shadows. It's an amazing tactical game. We are doing most of the things right that we didn't do against Liverpool, like maintaining the width and all of those things. I also think that with playing Phil Foden as an inverted winger, it almost skews the defensive balance of West Ham towards that side, towards the side of Foden, because he's always cutting in. We know how lethal Foden is when he cuts in onto his left foot. So, which means the defender, the fullback there, has to keep an eye on Foden, and here Grealish is holding the width. So suddenly there is gap for your Gundogan to make those runs. So spot on selection wise, spot on tactic wise. Every player chosen in the front six today has a reason why. It's not based on past performances or any of that thing. It's pure tactics. Again, West Ham are not, and Haaland is pressing well actually. Haaland is pressing very well. Joao, tight on Foden. It's a foul by Cancelo. He didn't need to make that foul. I didn't think it was a foul, but he obviously didn't need to make that foul. So it's 4 minutes of added time, understandable because Fabianski was injured, but set piece is going to be difficult to defend against. Ogbonna is not there. Antonio Dawson, you know, it's going to be difficult with Cresswell on the set piece as well. I think Cresswell is an excellent set piece taker. Interesting that Bowen is taking it because from this side, I always thought that from the right hand side, a left footer in swinging set piece would always be good, but Gerard Bowen is taking it. Oh, by the way, is Bowen also a left footer? I don't know. That's very well defended. I must admit the set piece was crap, but spot on defending in the front on the front post. Wonderful, guys. Excellent. But one goal will not be enough. I'll just keep on saying this because it's a game of football, and however good a team you are, one goal will never be enough. Grealish and Darlin not on the same page. What when Pep Guardiola is animated over there? Coutinho says Cancelo gets a yellow for the gesture he made to the assistant referee. Oh, actually, I didn't notice that. Thanks for pointing it out. Because I was thinking about the who was going to take the set piece because Antonio and Dawson over there and set piece would have been actually difficult if the delivery was right. But City get the ball back, dangerous area. Can we get a second before the break? It's Erling Haaland, but we have the ball back again. Kyle Walker, whip a cross in. Ah, I just think we need to whip more crosses in that. That's one habit which we need to cultivate actually, especially with Haaland over there. I think Walker can come forward a little bit more and whip those early crosses in. I think it's almost time. Yes, it's almost time. So that's it for the half. I think 2 seconds. Yes, that should be the half. Michael Oliver never takes a second more. He blows actually before the time is up generally. But I don't have nothing against Michael Oliver. Remember, he was the referee, I think, for the Aston Villa game, and we chalked off a lot of minutes in the injury time, but he didn't add it on. So nothing against Michael Oliver. We love Michael Oliver as City fans. So I mean, this half for me was. I must admit, I didn't see the first 18-20 minutes. But Erling Haaland, it was all about the pace, the pace, the acceleration, the finish. It was a monster who's announced himself to the Premier League. I mean, it's been so long, seeing that high school finish actually, that high school finish because especially from a penalty because generally Riyad Mahrez takes difficult penalties according to me in terms of Mahrez always tries to find the top corner, especially the right top corner. So even if you are a little bit here and there, it's gone. Like we have seen in the penultimate match of last season, right? But with Erling Haaland, we know now that at least Haaland will take penalties because Pepe said before that we'll decide. We will see who will take penalties. Will it be Haaland or will it be Mahrez? They'll decide among themselves. But after seeing Haaland score this penalty, I think there's no doubt. There should be no doubt in the mind of Pep, especially that Haaland is the one to take penalties. I think the master stroke in this game, I know I've been repeating this too much, but the master stroke in this game has to be playing Gundogan. He has absolutely make sure that the structure of West Ham's midfield has gone redundant. It's almost the same ploy which Pep played against Aston Villa. Bought on Gundogan. It meant that an extra body from midfield was going through, an extra body, a less body from West Ham to shield at the back to prevent counter attacks. You always have to follow Gundogan. So I mean, Gundogan for me has to be the thing. But will Gundogan start in every match? I don't think it's going to be. There are going to be matches where you need De Bruyne much more upfront and maybe Bernardo Silva doing a lot more of the defensive work. So I mean, let's analyze the statement which Pep Guardiola had told James McAtee. In the preseason, he had told that we have five midfielders this time, and that is why you're not going to get many minutes. And that's why McAtee moved on to loan actually at Sheffield United. Gaurav is here. Hey Gaurav, how are you? How did you feel about the Haaland goal? Wonderful, right? So it means that Pep is using Gundogan because especially before the start of the season, my thinking was I think a lot of our fan base thinking was this will be a transition year for both Palmer and McAtee. Especially McAtee will replace Gundogan. Like Gundogan is only having 1 year on his contract, and McAtee will be the replacement, and Gundogan will mentor him, just like Foden and David Silva. That was a feeling among the fan base. But looking at what Pep is thinking, I think Gundogan will play a big role this season. Gundogan, Calvin Phillips, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Rodri. So I think Gundogan has single-handedly changed the game. Gaurav says Verratti to City. Is it true, Gaurav? Verratti to City, but again, Gaurav, I That's again, I think it's a bit insane, because when Papa told James McAtee that you do not have a place this season. But you're right, Gaurav. The context, I think, is if Bernardo Silva leaves, then maybe Varati to City makes sense. But is Varati? I know Varati is, he has control, he has the technique, he can get out of tight spaces. But defensively, is Varati good enough to do the role which Bernardo Silva does? Does Varati have the engine of a Bernardo Silva? Those are the questions, and the answer I think is no. The answer I think is no. Will Varati have the fitness? Because we have to imagine is coming from a league, from a French league, PSG players. The fitness levels might not be as high. I think Lucas Paqueta is the hands-on option if Bernardo Silva leaves. We are said to be ahead in that race for Lucas Paqueta. We have overtaken Tottenham 64 million pounds. I think, like we have discussed earlier as well, right? Earlier in the week on one of our shows, if Bernardo leaves, which there's a lot of noise around, by the way, a credible journalist from the Barcelona press obviously has said that Barcelona is actually preparing a bid for Bernardo Silva now. So I mean, we have to plan for the worst. This is football. Anything can happen. Pep said that you have to plan for the worst. Anything can happen. So we are ready for that. Lucas Paqueta, and I mean, the discussion that week as well among our fan base was, would it be worth to wait a year for Jude Bellingham, or do you get Paqueta now, because Paqueta 64 million pounds and Jude Bellingham 100, but Paqueta is 25, Jude Bellingham is 1920, so it's almost the same amount you're paying for both, because Bellingham will give you 3-4 years more. Paqueta is Brazilian, Bellingham is English. Bellingham will not go to a Barcelona, for example. So I mean, if you ask me personally, I think you wait for Jude Bellingham, especially if you think that you can manage with Gundogan and Calvin Phillips if Bernardo Silva leaves. But the question here is, are you actually sure of getting Jude Bellingham here? Because I was seeing Liverpool Fulham yesterday, and it was a great result for us. Liverpool dropped points, so it seemed that Liverpool's midfield was threadbare. Actually, Thiago went off injured, and Henderson is getting old, and Fabinho also went off at 50th minute. So there were no midfielders, so they would be more desperate to get Jude Bellingham. So that is my only worry. Like, people are thinking it will be Barcelona, it will be Madrid coming in for Jude Bellingham. I don't agree with that. It's gonna be a heads-on battle between Liverpool and City for Bellingham, and the difficult part of the Bellingham deal is it's not about money. No, if it's about money, that's the easy part in a transfer deal. You pay more, you get the player. Liverpool will be ready to pay 100 million pounds. So it will be about playing time. It will be about Pep Guardiola's assurances. It might be about Jude Bellingham thinking how well he'll fit into the system of Liverpool or City. So there'll be external factors, which means the transfer is not nailed on for Jude Bellingham. So it will definitely be a risk waiting 1 year. So I don't know what they'll do. Will be very interesting. People are thinking that we've had a smooth transfer window. We have had a very good transfer window without any hassles. But look at us not getting a left back. Now we have Bernardo Silva leaving, no replacement in position there, and I mean, actually, a lot of questions after the Liverpool game, especially about. I was like nailed on that Wilson Esbrand should play, not Jude Bellingham. I mean, not Cancelo, because in both the preseason matches, whenever Wilson Esbrand played, it released Jack Grealish. The problem in the Liverpool match was both of them were cutting inside, Grealish and Cancelo. But today the thing is, Grealish is maintaining width strictly. Grealish is getting back to help Ake out to receive the ball. Grealish is strictly maintaining the width. Whenever he's cutting inside, Cancelo is making sure he maintains the width. It's been so disciplined today. Never have I seen both Grealish and Cancelo in the same line today, and that is a far great improvement. So at this rate, again, we have to go for a left back. I don't know who it is, but we actually have to go, because okay, Cancelo is playing well in this game, but the thing is, do you back Cancelo to go through the entire season. Cancelo, Kyle Walker both play for their national teams. Do you back them to play this Premier League season first half? Then go to the World Cup. Then again come back and play again. Play in the Champions League knockout games, FA Cup games without any injury. Not possible. Not possible in this world. So we have to sign a left back for sure. And also it would put pressure on both of them. See, Walker himself is getting old, and if Cancelo gets injured, you're again like you will suddenly be without on the fringes for the right back position because Walker is old. If Cancelo gets injured, you never know when will Walker get injured. Suddenly, on the pretext of not getting a left back, you're suddenly found empty even in the right back position. Two pivotal positions for a Pep Guardiola team. So I mean, it's imperative that we should sign a left back. I don't the two names are Ait Nouri and Sosa actually. There were rumors over the weekend. Alex Grimaldo was coming in, but I've never thought that Alex Grimaldo would be the one. It's Ait Nouri or Sosa. I just looked into it a bit more deeply, and for me, Ait Nouri, I almost see shades of an upgrade on Zinchenko, someone who is very good defensively as well in Ait Nouri and times his runs forward. He's just not a dasher who can put balls into the box, but he's technically absolutely superb. And then in Sosa, you have someone defensively is not as good as Ait Nouri, but attacking wise is absolutely crazy. The process he puts in and stuff. If it was in my hand, maybe I would go for Ait Nouri actually because Pep loves that control. Pep loves that technical stuff. So I would go for now Ait Nouri because I do not want another defensive liability in that left back position. We've had Benjamin Mendy, defensive liability, right? Zinchenko defensively. I mean, in the Arsenal game, Arsenal Crystal Palace, I know the praise was on Zinchenko, how he started the match, but Zinchenko got beaten twice, I think, by Eze or someone in the Crystal Palace. Ayu, I think, in the Crystal Palace match. So he got beaten twice or thrice. Crystal Palace were wasteful in the finishing. So that was always Zinchenko's Achilles heel. Attacking wise excellent, positional sense excellent, but defensively not good. So I do not want that to be repeated with the fullback which we are signing. Football Twix is good game. Yeah, Football Twix, excellent game. Erling Haaland, right? Fantastic, fantastic arrival. Football Trick says, Sosa, is he coming or not? Uh, Ait Nouri was another name mentioned Football Twix on the weekend actually. So according to the club sources, it's either an Ait Nouri or a Sosa. It's between both. For Sosa, the release clause, I mean the amount they're asking is between 20 to 25 million pounds. And for Ait Nouri, I think it could be 35 or maybe we would get him for 35, 40. Again, money will not be an issue if City think the valuation is right. But the only thing is, I mean, Sosa could again be a defensive liability, and I'm in favor of Ait Nouri because I see a younger version of Andy Robertson in Ait Nouri actually. So his attributes, how tight he is defensively, and the way he times his runs, the crosses he makes, he doesn't bump on every time, but once he goes forward, he makes sure that it ends up in a good ball. So for me, I want to get Ait Nouri actually. But according to the Athletic, there's another deal we are working on. It's for the Gomez guy actually. Gomez, I don't know his first name, but it's Gomez from Anderlecht, Company's ex club. So he's said to be around 17 million pounds. So we are working on him. David Ornstein has said that a deal is close for Gomez, who's a left back. But then David Ornstein also said that City see him as a development player. He could be loaned out again. So in any case, David Ornstein says we are going to sign a proper left back. But Ait Nouri for me, he has better potential, I think. And another plus with Ait Nouri is uh, he knows the Premier League. He has, and I know he has pocketed Salah. And how many how many fullbacks have pocketed Salah? Right, not many at all. So lot of pluses, lot of pluses. And attacking wise. I mean, a few people in a fan base were telling that attacking wise, maybe you are not getting as much with Ait Nouri as you'll get with a Sosa or a Cucurella, for example. But at least with Ait Nouri, we'll have a proper left back. He can maintain the width, and we will get more attacking output surely, more than we are getting now. So that for me is enough. I don't need a all action left back. You need someone to secure that left back position, keep it tight there. That's it. Football Cricket says Sergio Gomez. Yeah, thank you, Sergio. Sergio is his first name, Sergio Gomez. But he will be going to Girona. That's the thing. He'll be going on loan, maybe to Girona. But again, Football Cricket, there's not clarity on that issue. People are telling that maybe it depends on the situation. It's like if you're not able to find another left back, uh, uh, according to our valuation, the reports are coming that maybe Pep will look to use him in the first team, at least as an extra body this year, because there's no way that we are not signing another first team left back and only we are playing with Cancelo and Walker and Josh Wilson as prime throughout the season. That's not gonna happen. That's impossible. Silva says Bernardo is leaving us. It's not yet confirmed, Silva. There are a lot of things going on because Frankie De Jong, Fabrizio Romano had an interesting update yesterday on Frankie De Jong. He said that the thing from Frankie De Jong is exactly the same. The situation, the player does not want to leave the club. And he does not want to take the wage cut. Finally, you have a player who's standing up to Barcelona and not the other clubs. I think the other clubs in the Premier League should learn from him. So Frankie De Jong wants to hang on to Barcelona and suck the last piece of blood from them. So, and until the De Jong deal happens, I'm like secure. Barca will not be having the money to buy Bernardo Silva. So, and I don't think the Frankie De Jong deal will happen now because will Chelsea go for him? Because Chelsea are also in for Fofana, right? 75 million pounds. So I don't think Chelsea will bid 80 million pounds for Fofana and then bid another 65, 70 million pounds for Frankie De Jong this late in the window. That's actually not possible. That's that's actually not the case. So I mean, until the Frankie De Jong transfer happens, we can be safe as City fans. Football Cricket says I would like to see Wilson as brand in second half. It depends. Football Critics on whether we get that second goal, how fast we get that second goal or not. Because there was a guy called as Alex Garcia in Middlesbrough, for example. Uh, what happened was I think it was in Pep's first season and Alex Garcia he came up, we were leading 1-0. He came on in the last minute. Jack Grealish into the box. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Oh, in the last minute, it was a wonderful 1-2. And the ball just didn't reach Jack Grealish. So there was Alex Garcia, if you remember, in Pep's first season, central midfielder from the youth setup. 1-0. We were leading against Middlesbrough. Pep gave him chance in the 90th minute. He made a mistake. Middlesbrough scored the equalizer. He never played a minute for City again. He was loaned out, and that's it. That is the last minute he played in a City career. So what I'm telling is, at 1-0, I would not risk Josh Wilson as brand because he makes a mistake and we concede, that would just shatter his confidence for the entire season. So that is something which I would not be a risk which maybe I would not be willing to take. So Silva says, I don't understand why Bernardo is still opening his future. I think he should come in media to say, I am staying at City. Football Cricket says, I'm pretty sure in the end, Frankie and Bernardo deal will happen. JSK says, late bro. Yes, JSK, I'm very sorry. I went outside today and then it took a bit of time to come back. I thought I'll reach in time, but then it took a bit of time. I'm absolutely sorry for that. I mean, Frankie De Jong, Bernardo. I mean, I frankly don't look at Man United are he's not going to come to Man United now this late because they don't have Champions League football. And look at how they lost to Brighton. Why will Frankie De Jong come here in a side which does not have a structure, which is riddled with politics, board is not good. So my gut feeling says Frankie De Jong. I don't think Bernardo will stay for this season at least. Kyle is on the ball. Kyle cross is not crossing. Jack Kevin De Bruyne, no one made the runs. That's the connection again which Haaland needs to develop with De Bruyne. Our attackers need to develop with De Bruyne. Because no one made the run. That was such a wonderful ball. Look at the defense. The defense was stood still actually. Nowhere for the defense to move. Football Critics says Frankie to City and Bernardo to Barcelona. Football Critics, in 2019, I think City had the chance to sign Frankie de Jong back then from Ajax. He had a wonderful season in the Champions League at Ajax, right? But the reason why City didn't sign him then was the wage structure. De Bruyne was earning £200,000 back then, and de Jong wanted 200, 250, and City thought that no, we are not going to break wage structure for any player. It doesn't matter who the player is. And I thought that was a good decision back then. And uh, so I don't think City will go for Frankie De Jong now because the wages is asking is £350,000 and roughly De Bruyne, Haaland, they all earn the same bracket of money. It will not be fair, right? To get in a player who is not at their level and is earning the wages of them. It's not fair. JSK says Frankie is overrated guy. Wages £560,000, which he doesn't deserve that. Exactly, JSK. I mean, his Bernardo is being paid 150 to 200,000 pounds, right? We are offering him 200,000 pounds. So that is the apt wage for Frankie de Jong, 200,000 pounds. Press him hard, press him hard. And also, Silva was saying here, why doesn't Bernardo Silva just come to media and say I'm staying at City? But that will almost be like I think maybe the player wants to assess his options. We do not know what the situation with the player is. He wants to make sure that all of his windows are open. So otherwise, Bernardo is the kind of guy who would come out in the media and say that. I'm staying at City. George Mendes is Bernardo Silva George Mendes' client. I think so. Is George Mendes' client, and generally George Mendes is a kind of operator who offers his players every year. He goes around clubs inquiring at least about the best contracts for his players. I think being a George Mendes client is also a thing why Bernardo has not come out to the media and he has said that I'll be staying at City. JSK says no, his wage is £560,000 per week. This is new, JSK. I'll have to check because the last time I checked, he at United is asking a wage of £350,000, and at Barca also his wage is actually similar to that. So that's what I heard, but I'll actually check because £560,000. Then no way we should go for him. I mean, if his wage is so high, then how can Man United or even Chelsea buy him? I don't know, but I'll definitely cross check that. Silva says Frankie wage is £350,000 this year, not 560. I don't lead misleading for me. I think Silva is just the confusion actually. 350 and 560. That's it. Silva says Pep also says there is open. JSK says 516 euros. Yeah, JSK, I think it's just a conversion, confusion, or something there. That's it. So, yeah. Silva says Laporta also has great relationship with Jorge Mendes. But no one here is talking about the key players in Bernardo Silva's contract. We should understand that Bernardo Silva has 4 to 5 years left on his contract, right? So I think City are the key player here, but the only thing is the soft spot with us is that's well done by Jack Grealish again. So the soft spot is that when a player wants to leave, we don't stand in his way. So that is the only soft spot. That is where Barca is pressing on us. That's it. If we are adamant like a Brighton, for example, or some other club, so then Bernardo doesn't leave, or like Tottenham were in case of Harry Kane. So then Bernardo doesn't leave. We can't do anything. Yes, because Silva can leave. I don't care. No player is bigger than the club. We lost Aguero, David Silva, company. We didn't fall off it. Won't be any difference. The only thing JSK here is that the timing when Silva leaves could be something that would really leave us a bit short in that area. The timing is the only thing. Maybe Bernardo Silva had left early June, for example. I think that target would have been, we would have got our target. He would have been in the pre-season preparation. Everything is done. See, the major talking point here is playing in a Pep Guardiola system, that to a central midfield is one of the most complex jobs you can have in world football. So, how can a player who's coming in, especially when the season has started, how can he adapt? Actually, that's a loose ball. That's a loose ball. It's given away. It's given away. That is sloppy play, guys. That is absolute sloppy play. That was sloppy play. Who was it? Who was the Pratt who's given it away? That was such a careless sideways pass. But then we recovered well. I must say we recovered well exactly. We recovered well. Okay, Declan Rice, I think he had a long range shot, but we recovered well. But the question is, who made the mistake? Who made the mistake, guys? I think this is the reason why 1-0 is not enough. We'll have to go and get that second goal at least for confirmation. 1-0 is never enough. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Erling Haaland, Erling Haaland. Kevin De Bruyne on the ball now. That is wonderful skill from Foden, but Kevin De Bruyne has just come much more forward now. Silva says, Romero says 80 million pounds plus add-ons will be accepted. I mean, Fabrizio Romano is I'll accept he's pretty good, but in transfers and all, is the transfer guru and all. Oh, Ederson has dropped it and he's picked it up. But when it comes to City, when last season you've seen that he's been played around a bit, especially that Ronaldo thing. So I would like to have again ball given away. What the hell are we doing, guys? Here, sloppy play. Again, ball given away. You can't do this. You can't do this time and again. West Ham will take advantage. Excellent block, but this time I think it's Kevin De Bruyne who's given the ball away. No, 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 you can't do that. Sprint, sprint, sprint. Yes, wonderful, wonderful. That is wonderful from Rodri. He's recognized the danger out wide. Kevin De Bruyne gets the ball. Wonderful, wonderful. We're almost on a counter attack here. Ah! Why did he try to pass it back to Haaland? He should have gone for goal himself. I think it was Gundogan who's tried to pass it back to Haaland, but that was an excellent counter attack there almost. The last pass was wrong, that's it. Oh, sorry, it's Gerard Romero. Okay, okay. I read that wrong. I'm absolutely sorry. Gerard Romero, not Fabrizio Romano. Okay, yeah. So I would like to actually see something from David Ornstein or Sam Lee regarding this because they are generally like tier one close to City. So I think we need to look for information from both of them. And strangely, both of them have been very quiet on this fullback issue. So there is something cooking on there, I think. Otherwise, generally, we would have the input from Onstein or Gerard Romero. He's good with Barcelona news, but I don't know when it comes to City. That's why all the noise has been coming from the Barca side press. Excellent defending from Nathan Ake, 1-1. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful from Rodri. Excellent. We are being put under the pump, we are being put under pressure, and we're responding wonderfully well here. JSK says, I will only believe if Jack Gong says exactly JSK. There are two, three reliable journalists, right? Jack Gong, David Ornstein, and Sam Lee. Silva says, Gerard Romero is always there in Barcelona airport, who is coming and going exactly. So he's always having something to say with transfers of players. But regarding this Bernardo thing, it could also be, Spanish media putting pressure on us to sell Bernardo Silva. We do not know, because Barcelona, they're not having money in this transfer window, but they're playing around with the emotions of players, turning the heads of players around and things like that. Silva says English journalists failed in Kunde transfer. They even say Kunde medical happens tomorrow at London, but Romero sticks and he wins. I think Fabrizio Romano was also, he hinted early on, right, that Rafinha 2.0 could happen with Jules Kunde. But again, the thing is, Kunde is he is playing in a Spanish league, right? So Barcelona news, I think you should trust Gerard Romero over there. But regarding an English player, I generally don't trust Gerard Romero unless it's from one of those tier one journalists at City. JSK says Gerard Romero also said Haaland will join Barca, so it's not 100% authentic. It's almost like a hit and a miss with Gerard Romero. Especially, see, Gerard Romero is good with Barca, with Spanish players. I'll agree with that. He's got a lot of Spanish transfers, right? But I don't think he's got a lot of the information with players playing in a different league, right? It's early. The final pass, the final pass. I think it's becoming a bit predictable now that we're always trying to play in Erling Haaland. I think we should just look to mix it up, because there was an excellent run made on the left hand side with Jack Grealish actually, and we ignored him and tried to slip in Haaland. So Silva says Romero never said Haaland 100%. JSK said he said 101%. There were actually many Spanish outlets also which picked up on this Haaland rumor actually, but I personally have to verify this. I do not know about Gerard Romero and Haaland, but a lot of Spanish press have said that Haaland is coming to Barca, and generally when Spanish press says something, they pick it up from Gerard Romero. Silva says, I think he was waiting for Barcelona. JSK says also he said Ademi will move to Barca. Silva says these so-called journalists playing with us. Also that Blue Moon thing, right? The Blue Moon guy who said Haaland is coming. I think he also got a few transfers, few things wrong this transfer window. He said Neymar to us, which is wrong. Then he also said something about was it Serge Gnabry, or he said something about another player, Rafi Leao. I think he was wrong on that as well. He was wrong on the Pep Guardiola contract extension thing as well. So he has got a couple of things wrong this transfer window. Silva says never believe in Marca, bro. I mean, Spanish. I don't. I mean, not Marca or something like that. But I generally don't believe in any Spanish outlets. Generally, there's a Spanish outlet called as I don't remember that name. I don't know. It's full of fake news. It's every time full of ballon or something is the name of the Spanish outlet, and Don Ballon, I think, is the name of that, and everything is wrong. Everything is wrong. It's 99%. There's only fake news in that outlet. I don't know how even such outlets are there, but I don't generally believe in Spanish press. Kevin De Bruyne. The ball just escaped Erling Haaland and Gundogan. Gundogan had the chance to put it into an empty net, I think. It is just out of the reach of and Gundogan was trying to square it instead of going for goal. It was out of the reach of Haaland, but Gundogan, and I don't know what Gundogan was doing there. Gundo, that was an empty net. Gundo, you maybe you was trying to pass it into the far corner. I don't know, but see, those are the chances you need to take. Oh, West Ham with the ball now. It's almost a counter attack for West Ham. It's 4 on 4. Oh, that's well done. Very well done by Ederson. He had to hold on there. I must say that since Stephen Ortega has come, Ederson's handling has improved a lot actually. Even in that Liverpool game, Ederson's handling has really improved. It's showing marks of improvement. Jack Grealish, he looked very lively today, and I think, is he offside? I think Gundogan's, no, he's not offside. He's not offside. He's managed to keep himself onside. Erling Haaland, I'm waiting to see Julian Alvarez actually. When will Julian Alvarez? That's an excellent ball. That's an excellent ball. Phil Foden does well to keep it in, but only for a West Ham player. JSK says only Jack Gone, Fabrizio Roman, and David Ornstein are 99% authentic regarding EPL. Even Sam Lee, especially with City News, also trust Sam Lee. I trust these three people actually: Ornstein, Sam Lee, and Jack Gone more than Fabrizio Romano, especially in terms of City News. Not 99, they're almost like 100% accurate. JSK says Jack Gone said Haaland will join City in February. So early ball in from a West Ham player, and yeah, good defending again. Good defending again. Again, there's a cross in. Very well done by Nathan Ake. Wonderful ball in, ball out. Excellent defending. GSK says, I think we're adjusting with the striker gameplay exactly. But sometimes I think we're overcompensating with this. Like, see, Jack on, I think, an attack 5 minutes back, Jack Grealish was free on the left hand side, and suddenly, but Gundogan wanted to slip in Erling Haaland. So, I think we must not overcompensate. See, there should be a balance between slipping in Haaland, and I don't want us to become a team that only relies on Haaland scoring goals. So, that's one thing we should be cautious of. And an early ball in and excellent defending. Wonderful positioning there from Ruben Diaz. Wonderful from Ruben Diaz. He looked a little bit rusty against Liverpool, but I think the old Ruben Diaz is back. Nathan Ake. I'm just a bit scared when Ederson plays the ball out to Ake in tight space, because that's not Ake's 40. I think that's another reason why Jack Grealish is coming in deep. Wonderful play out. Oh, what a ball! Erling Haaland in. Erling Haaland! Haaland goes! What a goal! This is what is Erling Haaland! This is what he brings you. Whoa! Prime Erling Haaland! Wow, guys! Look at the finish! It almost shakes you when Erling Haaland finishes that. Wow! I mean, the joy you get when a striker goes like that and finishes like that is, it's just out of this world. What a finish! There was never a doubt about it. Look at the run, look at the finish. Erling Haaland. Haaland. Look at the run, look at the timing. Went like a cheetah and prowled like a lion. This is Erling Haaland at his absolute best. And guys, now tell me, last year who would be running on that? Gabriel Jesus? Last year I'm just imagining Raheem Sterling would be running with that ball. There was no doubt. See, the moment Haaland came onto the ball, you knew he would score. You knew he would score. JSK says never underestimate your dad, Colbridge and Rory. Rory, right? JSK, he was the guy on Saturday Social, some Sky Sports show, right? Who said that Erling Haaland will be a flop. Erling Haaland will fail absolutely in the Premier League and stuff. He spoke about Erling Haaland flopping for 5-10 minutes. He can't adjust to the league. Why do you have to adjust to the league when you have talent like this? When you have the confidence, the courage like this, the league will adjust to you. See, average players adjust to the league, but the top players make sure that the league adjusts to them. Haaland is at the absolute top. Man, the finish is absolute. A baller. I can just talk about this finish for the next 2 hours and still I will not be satisfied. Haaland, wow. What a finish, right? I mean, there were three defenders ahead of him. Haaland started behind the defenders almost, and then he ran onto the ball, and then he got it. it just deflates you as a defense. It's not just scoring a goal, it's just the manner in which he scored the goal. It just makes you think, how can I defend against this guy? Silva says Haaland in top three strikers in the world. I mean, pure strikers, I would say he's even number one actually. I mean, okay, there is Lewandowski. Okay, there is Lewandowski, but I would say Haaland is at least in the top two, if not top three. Pure strikers. I don't think Mbappe, Haaland always wins just because of the work rate. I mean, Nathan. Why do you want to play short passes there? Whenever Ake is on the ball, I'm like, whoa, please pass it off. Silva says Lewandowski, Benzema, and Haaland. Yes, Lewandowski, Benzema, and Haaland. I'll have to agree with that. To agree with that, right? I thought you'd mention Mbappe somewhere there, but good, very good that you didn't mention Mbappe. JSK says I think Kane is slightly better than Haaland, but again JSK in terms of link up play, I think in terms of link up play, Kane is much better than Haaland. But in terms of pure finishing, pure striking, I think Haaland any day because the runs he makes, the absolute pace, the physicality. So I think we are comparing two different sets of strikers here. So I think it depends on what you want, but just looking at it from pure striker point of view, pure out and out striker point of view, I think Haaland over Kane any day. And also, I think it's not fair to compare Kane with Haaland. I think Kane with Alvarez is a much better comparison because I think Alvarez is a much more Kane-like player, and also I don't think Kane can be seen as a striker. That's a foul, ref. I don't think Kane can be seen as an out and out striker now, especially after the Jose Mourinho season, right? When Jose Mourinho made Kane drop into the midfield and stuff, actually. So I think Kane is more of a centre forward now, you could say. Someone who's very good in playing a false nine system, who drops in and things like that. I mean, all round striker, you could say, but out and out striker, Haaland any day. Wonderful, wonderful. Look at the turn from Gundogan. Look at the turn from Gundogan. Jack. Oh, that was another chance for Haaland to score a hat trick. So close, right? It was so close. Haaland just couldn't get his head down. But look at the leap. Look at the leap of Haaland. That is something else. That is out of this world. Oh, and I mean, the way he's attacking the ball, the leap is. It scared me actually. And the defenders out there are not short. They're Quade Dawson. They're some of the most physical defenders in the Premier League. So if Haaland is doing it against them, it's just wonderful. JSK says I think Liverpool fans will be quiet now for some time. And by the way, Darwin Núñez was taking out his shirt and celebrating as if he's won the Premier League, and Liverpool fans. I don't know, after the Community Shield match, how did the Liverpool fans come and start comparing Darwin Núñez to Erling Haaland? That is almost impossible, right? I don't know, for one game, that to Community Shield, we were here and there fitness wise. Because if Haaland was in this kind of a form, he would score he would have scored a hat trick against Liverpool easily. Silva says Mbappe can create and score by his own, so I don't mention Haaland is pure. But with Mbappe, you remember Mbappe in that Champions League final, right, which PSG lost against, is it Bayern Munich? I think against Bayern Munich 2 years back. Mbappe had 2-3 clear-cut chances to win the game for PSG, he didn't. So, I mean, in terms of pure poaching, pure striking, I rate Haaland above Mbappe because we've seen Mbappe missing a few clear-cut chances, but Haaland doesn't miss those. So that's why you're rating Haaland at the almost pinnacle of the strikers right now, like Benzema and Lewandowski. Silva says Haaland proves 3 season Nunes, only one. Exactly. Silva says Mbappe is more like a winger. So yeah. That comparison seems fair. Mbappe is more like a winger, so you can't compare him with an out and out centre forward. So We have to make sure that we don't concede now in the next 15 minutes. 85th minute is a target. Don't concede another a goal now. West Ham are in a good crossing position and it's a cross that's put in. Wonderful save from Ederson, but he's offside. I think is he offside? I think Skamaka has come, but was he offside or? Let me just check. Yes, he was definitely offside. Come on, he was miles offside. Yes, but look at that save from Ederson as well. Seems like Ortega is having an effect. Seems like Ortega is definitely having an effect on Ederson improving his shot stopping and stuff. I think the finishing of our other players will also improve with Haaland in there. I have no doubt about it. That the poor finishing of Sterling and stuff has his have actually ruined our attacking players finishing a bit in the previous seasons. JSK says, I think Spurs will win a trophy this season, especially when Conte is back. I think Spurs can win the FA Cup. I think maybe that is their hope. But again, why? That's a foul. And the referee gives advantage. Again, a mistake in the middle of the field. Wonderful Phil Foden, wonderful, but that's offside. That's offside. Ben Rama has gone, but another mistake in the middle. I think if there is one tarnish in this game for us, I think it's just that we have been a bit sloppy in the middle. But then I would say congratulations to the way we have, rectified our mistakes. The moment we give away the ball, Ford and Grealish, everyone is on. Everyone is on to it. It's almost the 3 second pep rule. You have to get the ball back in 3 seconds. That's in place. JSK says they had a great window. Silva says, yeah, man, Spurs, Kulusevski is a gem. The doubt about Spurs for me is, see, they can beat a City. They've shown they can get points against Liverpool. They can beat a Chelsea. But again, Spurs in the same way can go and lose to a Burnley. Like they defeated us and they lost to Burnley last season. So, the Achilles heel with Spurs is that's a foul. That's a foul, ref. See it's a clash of heads, no. So the Achilles heel with Spurs is they generally sit back a bit and play on the counter, right? But how do you do that against lesser teams, against the lower teams? So that is the question mark over your Son, your Kulusevskis will not have room to run into. So that's always a question mark over Spurs, and also the way the Antonio Conte sets their team up, the intensity and stuff. See, the season very fast games in the first half, World Cup year, then a hectic schedule. I mean, Antonio Conte could be gone by the end of the window. You do not know. Players generally get tired by his intensity and regime. So I do not know how much they can take it. Kevin De Bruyne on the run. Kevin De Bruyne is playing on the flanks predominantly in this half. Phil Foden's into the middle. Wonderful, wonderful Rodri. Gundogan has been pretty sharp in this game, I must say. For someone who hasn't played in the preseason, for someone who's played just a few 20 minutes in the Community Shield, wonderful fitness from Gundogan. His turn for me is the moment of the day. JSK says still I will choose Ortega over Ederson. I think the thing is Ederson will be given fair amount of chances whether he has improved in shot stopping or not, and if he has, Grealish with the ball, and I think if he has, he'll be in the team, or else. Oh, no one's made the run there to get on the end of Gundogan's pass. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful tracking back, Kevin. This is excellent. We are in the mood, guys, today. The team is just irresistible today. In the mood. See, whenever we have lost the ball back, exactly you keep a timer and within 2-3 seconds you have the ball back. And the hunting from Haaland, it's almost like you're playing a Champions League knockout game and not the first game. See, teams having plenty of preseason matches have looked much more flat than we have done today. Silva says, give one word for McTominay, bro. One word for McTominay. Fritz 2.0. That's the best I can replace. Harry Maguire 2.0. That's what I will call McTominay. Wonderful, wonderful switch. Jack Grealish on it. Jack shoot. Ah, but that was worth a shooting opportunity. JSK says, I think with the incoming of Perisic and Bissouma, the midfield has really got strong. They just demolished Southampton. Interesting. Bernardo Silva is coming on. I think very good tactic from Pep because he wants to shut down the midfield. He's seen some passes are being misplaced in the midfield. So Bernardo Silva is coming on. I think this is where Haaland Alvarez, the combination is absolutely lethal because Haaland does your job of scoring goals. But then when Pep has to close down a match, he brings in Bernardo Silva and Alvarez. The work rate of Alvarez is almost like a false nine. So you have more control in the midfield. This is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful substitutions from Pep. He's got it spot on. JSK, the problem with this thing is they've got Perisic and Bissouma, and the thing with Southampton is not your typical sit back and hit on the break team. They do press. They sometimes press a bit high, but they do press. They almost like sit back in that medium block and do the thing actually. So that actually helped. That actually helped Southampton Spurs demolish Southampton. I think the real test for Spurs will be against teams who sit back in a low block, who don't give space to your sounds and everybody. So wonderful retention of the ball, excellent from Cancelo, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne on the attack. I want to see some finishing from Julian Alvarez today. Phil Foden, wonderful, wonderful Phil. Excellent Phil. This is wonderful. Look at how well he's taken the ball there. Phil Foden's just driving through the midfield. That was a bad ball at the end. Oh yes, yes. I mean I was so much drawn into Haaland scoring, and I'm like just forgot it. Thank you so much. Countainia says, hope it's not the last time we will be watching Bernardo Silva. Hopefully. Because more than anything, we need you in the Premier League actually. We can't keep on losing. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Premier League as well, along with City. So we can't keep on losing our players to the La Liga and other leagues, especially to the La Liga. In the past, we have done it. Speaking from a Premier League perspective, in the past, Ronaldo has gone. I mean, star players from the Premier League have always gone. And I do hope this will be the era when we'll see the best coaches in the Premier League, the best players in the Premier League and all of that stuff. So hopefully Bernardo Silva will not go to Barcelona. Again, it's I was having a chat with a friend of mine and even he was, by the way, he's not a City fan, but even he was like wondering why Bernardo wants to go. That's he was telling City have a great project, great coach, the best players around you. You added a best striker. Why the hell do you want to move to Barcelona, where you know financially it could not be stable? They will ask you to take pay cuts, and your career is short as a footballer, right? So financially, why do you want to go into an unstable environment as well? It's not about the finances. City are ready to pay Bernardo 200 to 50,000 pounds as well. So it's never been about the salary for a player who's absolutely loved by the City fans, who's absolutely adored. Bernardo Silva loves us as well. So the news is just his family maybe not be settled in Manchester and things like that. But Pep Guardiola once said, see, footballing career is very short. By 30, 31, 32, you're almost over generally in the case of most players. So after that you can play golf. After that you can do whatever you want. And 32 is not like you're old or something. That is when generally in other arenas you'll just be moving up the careers then. So 32 you can do anything. It's just this 5-6 intense years, and I think Bernardo should take that into account as well when choosing his next destination. I still feel City is the best place for him to be. Silva says, what is there this August 24th for City? West Ham player with the ball. That's a wonderful tackle. Excellent from Rodri. Wow, this is why he's the best DM in the world. That's not a foul. Again, when Rodri is on the ball, where will you move? Where will you move with the ball? It's almost like it's impossible to escape him. Should be careful now. We should not concede now. Otherwise, the last 10 minutes will be very nervy. Will be absolutely nervy. We cannot afford to concede now, especially with Haaland taken off. August 24th, I Do not know what is there. We have Bournemouth August 24th. I don't know. Is there a charity match between Barcelona and City? I do not know. I'll have to check actually. What is there on August 24th? Do not know. Silva says, I think he wants his dream, so let him play there. I wish him three. I wish him all the best. But I don't think it's his dream actually, because gone are those days when Barcelona is playing in that prime way, and all of that stuff as well. So it's not maybe the pull, but it's not the dream for sure. It's the pull of, yes, I have played in the club where Johan Cruyff, Lionel Messi, Ronaldinho have played. I think it's for that thing which especially Brazilian players go there. When Ronaldo went to Madrid, it's a bit understandable because back then, okay, United was the best club, but then Madrid was not far behind, right? Madrid also had those Galacticos, Kakas, all of those people. So they had good players then. So, but now going to Barca, it's the decision is unique, and it's a thing which cannot be compared to any other things in history when a player has left a very good club on the absolute top of football to another club who's struggling to survive actually financially. Silva says, yeah, right. Will you do live stream? Yes, Silva, of course. I'll do live stream for all of City's matches. We even had live streams for pre-season and all of those matches as well. So yeah, I'll do live stream for sure. The only thing is, it should be shown on TV. I'll just check if it's shown on TV or somewhere else. If the access is not there on TV, then I cannot do a live stream. But if it is being telecasted somewhere on TV, streaming app, then I'll surely do. What are we doing there in our penalty area? Just kick the ball out, mate. Yes. We took so long there, but that is well done again. Presence of mind, he kicked it out. And City are on the attack. It's 4v4 at the back. Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin switch. That's a ref. That's a foul. But look at the run. Look at the running. Look at the running. Look at the running. Wonderful, wonderful recovery again. That has been the hallmark today. Wonderful recovery. Great teams do not win matches because of their excellent talent, attacking wise and all. They win because they work their back off, they work their backside off. This is why we are at the top of the world, top of footballing world. We work our backside off. But it's a cross coming in. Wonderful defending again. Rodri, excellent reading of the game. Silva says, a City fan, I think there's a little bit of connection between Barca and City. There's, there's more than a little bit of connection between Barca and City. But the relationship has not been as good as it was maybe a few years ago, especially between Pep and other Barca top bras and all. The relationship, I must say, not a lot, but it has deteriorated actually, I must say that. But still, the relationship is potentially good, but it's not as good as it was in the previous seasons. JSK says he don't want Barcelona in particular. He wants somewhere near his mother and family. Exactly, it's a family-driven decision because it makes no sense, right, from a player's point of view. Everything, you're in the best place right now to play football. Oh, Cole Palmer is coming on, guys. Cole Palmer, come on, Cole Palmer. So from a professional sense, it's nothing for Bernardo. And we know Bernardo is not someone as well as a personality and all who wants to go to. He's attracted by the pull of Barca and stuff. Excellent from Rodri. Wonderful skill, Rodri. Bernardo Silva. Ah, Kyle Walker. Kevin De Bruyne. Julian Alvarez. Kevin De Bruyne. We're just controlling the match right now. Silva says Gavi has a lot of aggression even in this age, man. What a genius. We tried for Gavi also, right? Silva, we tried for him. But Barcelona said he's not for sale. So Pep really wanted Gavi. I think it was season back or something. We are controlling the match wonderfully well here. I just want to see Cole Palmer. I want to see the ball go out and Cole Palmer come in. Silva says just so basically he'll be with his mother in Portugal playing in Barcelona, right? I think so. I think so, Silva. I think that's how it is. JSK says if Benfica offers him, he will choose Benfica over Barca. I can guarantee it. Silva says, but wish Bernardo all the best. What he has given. Yeah, that's the reason why as City fans we are like there's no kind of a hatred that Bernardo is leaving or something like that. We wish him all the best. But it's almost like the memories you have. That's why you don't want Bernardo to leave. You know the memories of 2019. I still remember the day, January the 2nd. We were 7 points behind Liverpool. Match at the Etihad. We had to win. Bernardo Silva ran 3 kilometers more than any other player on the pitch that day. He literally gave his heart, gave everything for the badge. He was prepared to die for the badge back then. So all those memories keep coming on with Bernardo Silva. We have a lot of memories. So that's why it's hard actually to let such a player leave. There are very few players with which you have such an attachment as fans. So that is another reason. Even when Sane left, actually, even till now, I think about this. The memories that Sane has given, especially in the Centurion season, De Bruyne, Silva, Sane on that left wing, memories. So those are the things. That's one of the reasons I don't want Bernardo to leave. It's just hope. It's hope more than anything else. But if he leaves, like you said, it's all the best for him. JS says he even said he would like to come back at Benfica at some point of time. Yes, but that would actually be when he's at 33 something, I think, actually, and not now. Because I'd be surprised right now he's in the prime, and I think he would like to play for a team that has a good chance of winning the Champions League and uh, and the top five leagues in the world. So maybe not Benfica now. JSK says, by the way, he's replaceable. It's not like someone is irreplaceable, just like some fans exaggerating. JSK says we can get Gabby for 1 billion, which we can. I mean, JSK, instead of getting Gabby for 1 billion, I think we can buy Barcelona for £1.5 billion or £2 billion, right? Then we have Gavi, then we have all of their players. I think that would be a better decision. £1 billion. I think the worth of City is £4 billion. The worth of Barca is roundabout due to the financial thing. It's around £2.5 billion. So I think Barca has done this after that Neymar thing. This uh, release clause stuff. Oh, ball given away in the midfield. I think it's by Calvin Phillips. Calvin can't afford those mistakes right now. 89th minute. What if a goal goes now? Should be the worst time to concede. Run. What a sprint. Excellent sprint. Excellent sprint from Joao Cancelo. Wonderful defending, mate. Krishna is here. Krishna says hi. Hey Krishna, how are you doing? And also JSK, it's not about a replacement. Definitely, like you mentioned earlier as well, right? Aguero left, Company left. We can, oh, that was almost a wicket deflection. So no one is irreplaceable. I mean, we can replace every player. I mean, even Lionel Messi, for example, is replaceable. So it's that's not the case. The only thing is memories. The memories that are attached with Bernardo Silva, the closeness we have with Bernardo Silva. We know that Bernardo Silva is such a great fan of the club. He uses every, see, all of those qualities. That is the only thing why we don't. It's definitely replaceable. There's no doubt. If Company, Aguero, Yaya Toure, David Silva are replaceable, Bernardo Silva is replaceable for sure. It's just that he's embedded in our hearts so much that it feels that at least for the next 2 3 years, Bernardo is our player. And also, it's another attachment that we have shaped Bernardo Silva, right? He came from Monaco as a right winger, as a central midfield. I mean, as a cam attacking midfield player. He grew up in front of our eyes, right? And that is another thing why that's a good leap by Ake. Ake is one of the best headers of the ball. So he's literally grown up in front of us. So which means you have your attachment even more. A player has almost developed and became a became the best box to box midfielders in the world in front of you. You've seen his growth journey, followed his growth journey in that midfield role. So all of these things they stay with you longer. It's not easy to get over them. That's the only thing. Football fans is, bro, yeah, don't disrespect Barcelona. I mean, why will we disrespect Barcelona, right? There's no way we are disrespecting Barcelona. We're just talking about the facts. JSK says no one is disrespecting Barca. We are just joking about the ridiculous release clause in their players. Exactly. And why will we disrespect Barcelona? There's nothing to disrespect about them now. Krishna says, hello bro, what is your name? My name is Mohan. Jack Grealish cutting in. Calvin Phillips has actually looked a bit rocky. He's given the ball away, but after that, he's looked assured. Yeah, I'm just worried about midfield players coming in, new players, and then them giving the ball away and opposition scoring the goal. Just because of the incident that happened with Alex Garcia back in 2016, he never played a minute for City again. So wonderful, wonderful skill from Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish has come truly alive. Football fans is how many seats Etihad Stadium have, bro? JSK says why playing with two CDM? I think it's just to close out the game because West Ham have brought in two strikers. So that's it. That's the game. First game done. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful game. I mean, I'm still getting goosebumps. That Haaland finish, the run for that penalty, the pace, and the Haaland finish, the Haaland finish. That has to be the thing. But the hallmark of this game is people. I mean, people have Haaland finish in the Haaland penalty and Haaland finish in their highlights role, but highlights role will not win you tournaments. But the reality of why we won this match is the work rate. We worked our backside off. Literally every ball we lost today, we we ran our hearts out to get it back. Everyone. I was honestly a bit scared that Diaz and Ake are starting with Antonio, Gerard Bowen. It's almost like sometimes West Ham, hit you on the counter, they press you quickly and get the ball back. So I was scared. But Ake showed me today that he has evolved. He's evolved in his ball playing. Skill. Ake has evolved in his ability to pick out players, passing out from the back. Okay, I do admit that maybe Barcelona has. I mean, sorry, West Ham is not as aggressive in the press like Liverpool, but still they were pressing. They were pressing. Benrahma, Antonio, Baron, Ake. I mean, Ederson gave Ake balls in tight spaces. I mean, the fact that Ederson gave Ake balls in tight spaces showed me that in the training, there was something going on which Ederson would have been confident about Ake's ball playing ability, distribution, the defending. Ruben Diaz, for everyone who were telling that Ruben Diaz is over rusty, is overrated, everyone. Wonderful, wonderful example of why Ruben Diaz is in the top three defensive defenders in the league. He's out jumping Antonio physically. He dealt with Antonio in the one of the best ways I've seen possible. I've seen Antonio twist John Stones inside out once to an year ago, but Ruben Diaz, nothing. Fantastic, solid performance. Krishna says, bro, are you Mohan? No, Krishna, my name is Mohan. 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 That's how it's spelled. Mohan. When I says Pep can do anything, playing Zini in a false nine, today Walker in the midfield. But I think the clinching moment of the match is Gundogan playing in the midfield actually. The runs which he has made, I mean, he gave the assist for Haaland as well. I think West Ham tactically were not prepared for those runs. West Ham thought that we'll have a defense, we'll have the two DMs sitting in front of them. We should be okay with Haaland. But the moment Gundogan started making those runs, De Bruyne started making those runs. You have Grealish maintaining the width, Foden cutting inside. West Ham didn't know what to do because I think Grealish maintaining the width and Grealish and Cancelo maintaining the width in turns was a turning point today because it really meant that West Ham couldn't defend narrow, stretch wide. If you're stretched wide, how do you deal with the runs of Gundogan? That was impossible to deal with. This is a tactical masterclass from Pep Guardiola, I think. For everyone who has said that City is rusty. They will have a third season syndrome, and all of that, winning the cup 3 seasons in a row, that syndrome and all of that. Haaland will not adapt to the league. Haaland will be a flop. I mean, yeah, me and JSK were joking as well that Haaland will be a. Someone was saying yesterday also that Haaland will be a flop of the league and stuff. Everything proved wrong. Everything proved wrong today. It's suddenly turned out to be one of the best weeks for City, right? With Liverpool dropping points. Wonderful week. Football fans is everyone saying Barcelona is finished. Then why still Leva presentation? 60,000 fans come with love. If you know, show me the highest attendance in player presentation. Um, I mean, 60,000 even. I mean, it's just a fact that is circulated just to I don't know from where they get the fact, but the fact that Etihad has low attendances is wrong. I mean, you go and check according to the official data released, Etihad has the third or the fourth highest average attendance in the last 1, 2, 3 seasons. So that is how it is. So it's just a dubious thing circulated that the Etihad seat never fills and everything. We have the third highest attendance in the league. So football fans is I like Pep Guardiola playing style. I like him at the rate of football fan. Which team you support, Barca or City? I think Barca JSK. I think Barca, looking at his concern, looking at him bringing back that City empty seats thing again. It's just an old stick football fan. You are bringing in a. It's almost like slow sports news. You are bringing in news from 3, 4 years ago and trying to hit it with us. No, nothing. That you go and check the facts, and we have the third highest attendance. Abhiram says, bro, no, means stupid. I don't know that. Football fans says, I enjoy football, bro. I support Netherlands national team. That is good. That is good. Krishna says, love from Kerala. Football Freak says, we should judge Haaland after 10 games only, and by the time he will play Spurs and Barcelona and United. I mean, we can. I don't completely agree with this as well, because what are the strengths of Haaland? The strengths of Haaland is, see, in a way Haaland made both those goals. I don't see any other striker in world football now making those goals like that, because not even Benzema, because the first goal, for example, his acceleration. You have to remember, for both the goals almost Haaland was behind the defender. Defender had an head start on him, and that Gundogan pass, especially for the first goal, there was no way a striker accelerates that much over suddenly from a standing position over such a short space. So Haaland made the first goal. Haaland, with his movement, he made the second goal. There's a wrong perception circulating around the football. This thing that footballing world, that Haaland is only reliant on his pace and something. And there were a few pundits as well who were telling that yesterday and before that as well, that this is not Bundesliga, this is the Premier League. In Bundesliga, it's almost always end-to-end action. Haaland will not get that much space. West Ham, a team that defends as compact as you get. David Moyes, a coach who sets his teams excellently well. Look at what Haaland did to them. There was no space today. It was almost West Ham defense was sitting back in a low block. And I mean, Haaland running in that short space tells me movement. Movement is the key for Haaland. And when you have world class movement, it doesn't matter which defense you're playing against, the quality of the defense doesn't matter, because you're always able to have that movement combined with acceleration and pace. That tells me almost it's intelligence combined with acceleration and pace. And it's very difficult to, restrict such a footballer. Uh, Counting as a shout out to Pep for starting Gundogan today, and well, Gundogan certainly didn't disappoint. Yes, Counting, you're right. Gundogan was the game changer. Football fans, I never see City Stadium this that. Why propaganda, bro? I mean, it's not propaganda. It's just that you ask the question. 11 Barca gets 60,000 fans for Lewandowski. How many people do you get in the Etihad Stadium? So I think that's how we understood it. But if I have understood it wrong, I'm absolutely sorry. Krishna says, by good commentary. Thank you, Krishna. Abhiram says, bro, are you talking about F1 racing? It seems that Haaland is a is one of the fastest sports cars around. Actually, that's how it seems if you actually see Erling Haaland. So that's how it is watching F1 racing in the fast lane. That's how I actually felt when I saw Haaland racing and finish that. It was monstrous. It was scary. Abhiram says Monan is a Malayalam word that means stupid. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But my name is Mohan, Mohan. And it's good. I've learned a new Malayalam word as well today. Football fan says Lewandowski scores in fun. Bro, when did we say that Lewandowski doesn't score in fun? We are not here comparing Lewandowski and Haaland, right? Just telling about the attributes of Haaland. That's it. Football fan says Haaland is powerful. He's monstrous. He has everything. Uh, Abhiram says, great job, bro. Thank you so much, Abhiram. Krishna says, Areva, thank you so much. Football fans says, do you watch cricket? I do watch, but not as much as football actually. So I watch football a lot more. Cricket, I don't watch cricket as much. Yeah. Football fans says, which team do you support in country? Mumbai City FC. And actually, I support two teams. I support the Hyderabad team and I support Mumbai City FC. So yeah, so I support both of them because I'm from Hyderabad. I mean, all of the talk before this game was about Erling Haaland, and I mean, one thing you will have to give to this guy is the way he has responded to his critics at such an early age, right? This shows for me the composure. This shows for me that he can keep his head. You know, these are the qualities we sometimes don't calculate when we see sports stars, when we see football players. You see, wow, what a talent, what skills. But talent and skills, they just open the first door for you. After that, you know, Hatim Ben Arfa, one of the most talented players. They say he was almost more talented than Messi, and stuff. Lot of talented players have come and actually they've gone without doing anything. So it's your humbleness, it's how you respond under pressure, how do you react, how do you not overreact when you're being successful. See, these are all the qualities that hint that this is a star in the making. Talent is one of the lowest barometers that you can measure and see whether this is a star in the making. So for me, I see all of those in Erling Haaland. So for me, I know he has not played a United, he's not played I mean, United is not one of the top teams right now, but he is not played a Chelsea or other top team in the league. But already you can see the qualities there. You can see all of those qualities. So it is already clear for me what is the path for Haaland, why he was taken into City. Because the thing is, before we buy any player as well, we do a good amount of background check regarding his attitude and some and all of that. Because Pep Guardiola likes to keep a close knit unit of players. So that there is excellent team spirit, players fight for each other rather than against each other like it's happening in PSG for the records and stuff. So I think this shows why Haaland has been bought in. It's not just for his talent; it's for qualities much more than just his talent. His ability to support the team in terms of team spirit as well. Football fans, is which national team will you support in the World Cup? I've actually been supporting Belgium for all of the last years actually because that's because of De Bruyne and stuff. So I'll support Belgium in the World Cup. Abhiram says, bro, do you watch Commonwealth Games? No, Abhiram, no, I don't watch Commonwealth Games. Football fans says, we want to see news on FIFA ban on AIFF. Make Video Pro on national matters also. I'll look to make it a football fan, but right now it's this channel is only about the I mean city related content and stuff. But in the future, I'll look to expand on those on general topics as well. Yeah. Football fans says United is not top team for now. Any team will be frustrated not to get point against United. Exactly, football fan. That's what I was saying. Top team like United, and then I suddenly dropped off. I was like, no, you know, hell no. United is not a top team. So yeah, it's reverse football fan. Like you said that if you do not get a point against United, you should be disappointed. See how it has become is if you're drawing against United, you're getting disappointed now. It almost feels like a loss. So I know that, I mean, just a bit on United, because also there are city rivals, just a bit. I know that teams go through cycles in football. It's not that, for example, we will keep on winning all through, but the cycle for teams like Arsenal and United has been ridiculously large. I know a cycle is like, for example, there's a transition year of 1 year and they hit the match too, and then again top teams they get back onto that winning role again after 4, 5, 6 years. They have 1 or 2 years gap and then they go on. See, that is how football cycle works. That is transition. But Arsenal are having 15 years of transition. United are already almost 10 years down into the transition best part of the decade. So that is not transition. That is almost like a stagflation for me. Abhiram says good night, bro. Good night, Abhiram. I hope you had a great weekend. Actually, football fan says Scott McTominay so poor. How he's playing there for 6 years? How is Phil Jones there for 6 years, man? Earning a salary of, I think, around about 150 to 200,000 pounds. Or Bernardo Silva doesn't earn 200,000 pounds. Ruben Diaz doesn't earn 200,000 pounds. How is Phil Jones for the last 3, 4 years without doing anything, earning such a wage? It is in matters like these that clubs actually collapse. So I was a bit angry when we didn't get Cucurella, but when I thought about why we didn't go for Cucurella, the importance of valuation and stuff, now I'm feeling maybe it's right that we didn't overpay for a player, because it could suddenly break your, the values, the fact that you state a valuation for a player and you stick to it. Suddenly you're breaking your rules, I think. Breaking the rules is what has affected United. They've broken their valuation for Harry Maguire. They overpay in wages for Scott McTominay, for example. See, a club is on a downhill not just because of a club will be on a downhill not just because of lack of talented players and stuff like that. It will also be on the downhill because of a lack of discipline inside the squad. Discipline is also financial discipline when the wages are so much apart in the United dressing room. So I think there's a lot of factors, if you want, we can talk about why United is failing. Football fans, just what's your thoughts on Atletico D Madrid this season? I haven't seen much matches of Atletico D Madrid, football fan. I'll have to see. I don't watch much of La Liga. I see the important games, but I actually like watching Atletico Madrid. So I'll start watching their games, but I don't see much of La Liga. I follow all of the games in the Premier League, but apart from that, I see important games. For example, Bayern Dortmund in the Bundesliga and things like that. Other than that, it's mostly Premier League thing which I see. Football fans as PSG is getting good under I mean, I think Los Campos is also the transfer director, right, of PSG, and he has built teams like Lille, Monaco. I think Nice or Lille was another team. So he knows the team building. But one thing about PSG is they are a bunch of selfish players who have been put together. So I think if you want PSG to get good, one of the things should be to bring. I can't understand how PSG can get better, even though you bring in a good coach, good transfer director. Because Kylian Mbappe, 22 years old, and is coming into the dressing room as the transfer director with extraordinary powers, more than the coach. It's almost the end of PSG in terms of footballing sense. It's just a divide, I mean, the day when PSG will realize that talent will alone will not win you titles. To win you titles, you require an unbreakable team spirit. There have been teams in the past much less talented uh, who have actually won tournaments and titles. Jose Mourinho's teams are actually example. Porto of Jose Mourinho against Manchester United had no chance. Inter Milan of Jose Mourinho against the great Barcelona team, Pep's Barcelona team, had no chance of winning the Champions League. So I think it's just a misconception that you can put in 11 stars and he can win the football competitions. It takes an unshakable will, it takes determination, team spirit, playing for each other, fighting for the badge. Would you associate all of these qualities in those PSG players? Never, never. For them, playing is almost secondary. So they will not win any tournament. The day PSG realizes this, That is the day they will start growing as a football club. Krishna says, "Bro, I'm going. Good night. Good night, Krishna. Hope you had a good weekend as well." I watch El Clasico football fan. I actually watch important matches. That's what Bayern Dortmund, El Clasico, then Atletico Barcelona, Atletico Madrid. I watch those matches, but generally I watch all of the most of the Premier League matches actually, even lower Premier League matches. For example, Brentford, Leicester. I was following it today, so um, I mean I almost watch all of the matches in the Premier League. Football fans says he's sporting director. He has got good players and not stars. But until all those stars remain, it doesn't matter how many ever good players you bring in because the ego of those stars is see big ego of those stars and all those stars have their favorite group in the dressing room. Now, how do you unite them? How do you make them play for each other? Would a Neymar or an Mbappe die for the badge there, like a Bernardo Silva did, like a Kyle Walker did? Kyle Walker against Real Madrid, second leg Champions League. He came on. He started the game with an injury, which was almost a career-ending injury, and he fell down on the pitch in the 64th minute. Almost died for the badge there. Will the PSG players have that attitude? No. So that is what I'm telling. He will not bring in stars, but he should remove the stars that are in there. I think if PSG were any serious about football, they should have removed Kylian Mbappe first of all, and not all, they should have offered him normal contract. You don't accept, go on. That's it. Why? I mean, is it a guarantee that if Mbappe is there, they'll win the league? They'll win the Champions League? No guarantees. Football fan says, "Bro, good night. I'm going to watch Barcelona match now, which starts 10 minutes later." Thank you, football fan. Good night. Football fan says Mbappe is the most greediest. I think Neymar and Messi is like a brother. I think there are some facts in it because Neymar, Suarez, Messi, and you never struggle for goals, right? So I think Mbappe is greedy as well. They don't work hard as well. You saw today's City team. Everyone was working hard for each other. So it was just wonderful. So again, thank you so much, guys, for joining me in this watch along. It was a wonderful debut from Erling Haaland, one of the greatest debuts I've seen. I know Kun Aguero's debut was exceptionally special. The goals he had scored there, I think it was against Swansea. Yes, it was against Swansea. Kun Aguero's debut. It was such a memorable one. And after this, I think Erling Haaland's debut today. I don't say it matches it, but it was as deadlier as that. So wonderful debut from for Erling Haaland. It took him one match to sit down all of the haters. So again, thank you so much, guys, for joining me. And if you have liked the video, please click on the like button and also the bell icon so that you get notifications whenever we bring on new content. So thank you so much, guys. Again, it was wonderful comments, wonderful conversations. We've gone into some exciting topics again. Good night and take care. Saurav says Haaland rules. Yes, Haaland is the emperor. There was never a doubt, and today he has proved that.